of my life. When I found you, I told all others goodbye. When I found you, I saw my fears fly away like a dove.
Hello, precious viewers. Welcome to Marriage Upside Down, a program that will bring you love, joy, peace, and sanity into your marital homes. We thank God so much for this day. Last week, it was a very interesting discussions on prospective partner, and the Lord really helped us. Viewers, I hope you will send us your questions, what bothers you, so that Pastor Adwoa and myself will help you. Our numbers and our emails are on the screen. Please send us some emails with what bothers you, or give us a call, and we'll stand with you and help you through. That is why we are here with this program. You remember in the last episode we discussed about who should be your prospective partner.
Yes.
And then what should we look out for in a prospective partner, and how you would know if someone is your prospective partner. You remember you gave us some instances and then the stories that came. And
Yes.
we were so blessed.
Amen.
But I always say that seeking wisdom and guidance is an essential step in the journey of finding a partner.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
I do agree.
Like you told us last week.
Exactly. You need to seek the face of God. The institution of marriage was given to us by God. And so if you don't seek his face, who else are you going to seek to get the rightful partner?
That's it.
You know, marriage is a journey.
It is.
And in every journey, most of the times, you come across thorns, you meet a lot of obstacles. Without the one who instituted marriage, you can never get to your destination. So it's very important that we seek good counsel from God. Yes.
Bible says in Philippians 4:6 that do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, with prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving.
Yes.
By everything, you have to.
Yes.
By all means.
By
It means
all
that you can't
means.
do without it.
You can't do
Right.
without it.
But people just look at, oh, we are na mepe, no a corner, a coco, or a shape, or you see. If it is not the one that God has purposed for you, Rev, what do you have to do?
If it is not the one God has purposed for
No,
you,
so fine.
maybe you didn't know. And now as you are listening to us, you know it now. And it's never too late for you to go back to God, go down on your knees, go to God in a remorseful way, tell God to forgive you. Our Father has always opened his arm wide to receive us anytime we come back to him.
Sure.
Go to him in prayer. Listen to him. Most of the times, you know, I get worried because people are always in a rush.
We are in a rush.
Rush to do things. And we are always in a rush to tell God something. But when God is speaking to us, we don't hear because we don't avail ourselves because of the rush that we want to speak to him, present our issues to him. So I just want to urge the viewers that they should make time, revisit their issues, go back to God. As you quoted rightly, Philippians 4:6 said you should not be anxious about anything, but in all things by prayer and supplication.
With thanksgiving.
We should make
our
our
request
request to God.
known to God.
If I were those people, I would thank God the more. The moment you begin to thank him, you are telling him that, Father, I know you are a faithful God. You have the power to give me what rightfully belongs to me. And the Lord will visit you in a very special way.
Do you know that God has a way, or God expects us to do things in a particular way. But if you go the opposite, there are repercussions. I'm supposed to maybe try and ask God that is this the person? What should I do? But I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And then I got involved with the person.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
To the point of like cohabiting.
Yes.
You know, it happens a lot.
Oh, it happens a lot.
And I go to church. When it's time for communion, I'm not going to church because if I don't go, like some churches, they will ask you, why didn't you go to communion?
Exactly.
Sir. But that is not even very important. The important thing is to fear God and do the right thing. But Rev, if somebody has gotten into this, bypassing the steps that...
The rightful way.
What should a person do?
I think it's part of the way I even answered the first one. I'm still saying that it is still not too late.
Too late to...
Too late to go back to God.
Okay.
Why you bunny? You know, God orders our steps.
Yeah.
But you skipped something. And the moment you skip the rightful way, you will fall into a ditch. Remember, as you have connected yourself to somebody else. I remember last week I quoted a scripture in 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 9b.
Yeah.
It says, for by strength no man prevails. The person is handsome. The person has stature. The person is black. The person has 6 packs. It is what you are seeing. But behind the scenes, you know, as individuals, we cannot see far.
No.
But we have a Father who sees the end from the beginning. He is the one we need to go to. He is the one we need to ask for forgiveness from. And our Father will obviously direct our steps to the rightful person. But at that point in time, if you want to be remorseful, you need to stop whatever you are doing. Because you are going to your father, say my mistake. It is said in a Akan proverb, we say, what to do anomahu dada. Now the abetre penimo say anoma baby. It means your hands are already full. But you are going to your father to tell him that, give me something. If he gives you the one that is good for you, where are you going to handle it? Where are you going to place it? Because already your hands are full. You need to stop whatever you are doing.
Well, let's say that I've gone out with a guy for 5 years.
Yeah.
I've invested in the relationship.
Yeah.
And now the guy comes to tell me that, oh, worry. How do you think I would react? Because this is really happening in this society. Everywhere. You understand? Because you know that you can ask God about me. I have invested a lot because I know that I will be bebaso. And then you are coming to tell me that this or that. What do you think the person should do?
You know, human beings play smart on people. They play on our intelligence. And so the person feels that you've already entered with your heart and you've gone deep into it. A lot of people are going through depression because of this. They are jilting them because, after all, the man has gotten whatever he wants from you. You have invested so much in the relationship. And a man all of a sudden comes to tell you that you are not my rightful partner.
Yeah.
And then I did now when you're rightful partner. The person wanted something from you. The person wanted to take, there is a term of late, they say, oyini the efrim.
Oyini the efrim.
Oyini the efrim. So now, the pot, the clean pot that God has given you, now it's no more clean again. Obi beba. Obeba no na de no yati ano dada. Young ladies of today, you need to preserve yourself for the man God has destined for you. Emma obi emfa fi emeka. Don't allow people to be eating from that pot. You know, I think we were having a discussion and we were saying that I brought out a song. Now everybody wants a virgin, especially the young men that are coming up. But they don't allow the ladies to preserve themselves. If you don't take care, they will come and sleep with you. But after sleeping with you, you are no more a marriageable material. You will go out there looking for marriageable material.
So what do they have to do?
Now, I just want to encourage them to stop it right there. It doesn't matter, let it go. You have invested so much in the relationship. But you cannot keep on sinning. It is sin. So stop it right there. Ask God for forgiveness. God has the power to replenish everything that is gone.
You know that it's not easy for people to let things go. Mabwao, and then also and then it becomes banter, you understand?
Yes.
And then families come in.
Yes.
Meanwhile, they are not properly married.
Yes, they are not.
What would you advise someone who is going through this and is depressed? What are you going to tell them to pick them up from that depression?
You know, this one, it comes with support. That person needs support. The person needs family support. The person needs support from the church. And the person needs support from a counselor. They need to go through certain therapies.
Okay.
When you go through that therapy, it will be so easy. You cannot fight it on your own. Otherwise, you will be in the room and cry till thy kingdom come. And nothing will happen. You'll be going through the depression the more. And it's not right. So I just want to encourage families who have people like that, that they need to give them support. They need to show them love. The church needs to show them love, especially the ministers of God, the leaders of the church. Anytime they hear that somebody is going through such things, they need to draw closer to the person, give advices, open up to such people, share examples to them and let them know that they are not the only people going through that, and you are standing with them. And through prayer and counseling, things will go down.
I remember some years back, I had a young lady as my hairdresser. And we had not started ministry. And then one day, she comes home to do my hair. One day she came, she was broken out of disappointment in relationship. It took me a lot of effort for her to calm down. She slept in our house for some time and went through counseling and prayer. But it's not everybody who will be accepted like that. So, like you're advising churches, counselors, it's not everybody who has a place for somebody to even lay their head. So, in that case, what should a person do?
You know, the first step is for the person to realize what she is going through. That is, if that person is able to identify that, some part of the problem is already solved. She needs to have friends around who can even direct. And now we have the psychiatric hospitals available. We have clinical psychologists. We have counselors available. The person would have to go and look for one. You can just walk into any psychiatric hospital. We have asylum down. You go there and then you talk to anybody. You meet a nurse and tell the nurse that I have an issue. I need to speak with a clinical psychologist. How best can you help me? And I believe that they will be able to direct the person to the rightful person.
But I'll add this, that don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush to go into a relationship. Don't be desperate for a partner when you have not spoken to God about it. You understand? So that your heart will not break.
Yes. You know, ever since we started this series, we've been talking about the fear of God.
Yeah.
And I just want to implore our ministers. You know, most of the times, we don't teach the fear of God in churches. Now, mostly it's about prosperity. It's about you get visa, you travel, and other stuff. We need to teach the people the fear of God. We need to, you know, inculcate in them the values about the fear of God. If people fear God, they will always seek his face before embarking on anything.
Like we read in Philippians 4.
Yes, like we read in Philippians chapter 4.
And I've realized also that people just go into a relationship because we say. But in case maybe you have prayed and you have the conviction that this person belongs to me, and you don't have the physical attraction, what happens? You don't have to go in, or you have to?
You know, once you have the conviction, you know, nyame ne siesie bibia o.
What will be that one?
Nyame ma hu bi da pa. Nyame siesie nipa. Auntie Susan, nyame siesie nipa. What if you go for the one that is attracted to you, but no, he's not the one God has destined for you? How do you think the relationship is going to work?
So how can someone make up their mind on a choice that God has given them that they are not attracted to?
So now, but you are so convinced that this is the one God has given me.
Is it even possible that God will give you someone that you are not attracted to? That is not attractive.
It is possible.
It's possible.
It's possible. It's possible.
So what should the person do?
It's a matter of time. You know, love, we nurture it. We nurture it. And yes, I wish you be an amedon keke. And no pon one gugu sunsuya enye juma. So the first step, what I'm happy about is the fact that you are so sure that this is the one for me. But the stature, you don't even like it. You don't like the color. You don't like the way the person dresses or something. In that case, you can contact your pastor about it. You can contact a counselor. They have a way of helping you to develop some love for the person.
How will they do that? Because you're a counselor.
Oh, yes. It's very simple. You know, Adibia, when you hear it over and over, it locks up in your subconscious mind. As the person comes to sit with you, you begin to talk about the person, the good side of the fact that it is indeed God who has given him to you. And so you have a way, you, the counselor, you know, counseling is a gift God gives to people. And before you meet this person, you should have prayed about it. And God has a way of letting you speak in such a way that it will sit in the heart of the lady. Gradually, it's a matter of time. It's not going to be a one-day affair, or it's not like an event. But you see, gradually, the person will be developing the love. When that love grows, it becomes like chewing gum.
Oh, Pastor Adwoa.
Oh, yes. Satan. That time, no koka, bema na huasem na she. Juma odi bedu. So that's how it is. Abeye odolastic.
But, Rev, you know, love is a decision.
Oh, yeah, it's a decision.
You can decide to love someone.
You can decide
but
to love
if
somebody.
you're not, especially the men,
yeah,
I think that it's more of attraction. What I say?
Yeah.
Intino, hey, Radina, how do you mean? No, I could be fufu.
I have seen so many cases. Niana ofel say nyamedi ama no na wompe. But this time round, it was a man who was praying, a man of God.
A man of God.
A man of God. I'm telling you, a serious man of God. Serious prophet Ibiankaza. And God said, this is the person you are going to marry. In fact, when you look at the person's physique, when you look at the way the person dresses, looking at the type of congregation this
The
man,
prophet had.
I'm telling you, the lady was not matching up to anything.
But the prophet heard it.
Heard it so clear that this is the person I want you to marry. The lady was outside the country. When the lady came to Ghana, I'm telling you, we could speak on phone for like 4 hours in a night because the man felt that this is what God has given me. But looking at the appearance of the
content,
the content,
or the
no,
container,
not the content,
the
it's the container. The content was good. That is what the man didn't know. The content,
but the container was not good.
The container was not up to the standard the man requires.
So what happened?
But eventually, I talked him out.
Wow.
By the grace of God, I was the person's counselor because, you know, men of God, they find it very difficult speaking about issues to some people.
Yes, so they think
yes, exactly.
A man of God.
So we were talking. Initially, the man of God could cry like a baby on phone. That I'm so sure this is the one God wants me to marry, but I don't like the container.
Hey.
But we didn't know what was inside the container. When this woman ministers, she ministers the word of God. My goodness, it is something else. Something else. And this woman has supported this man of God. I'm telling you.
So how did you talk him out? Because maybe someone is listening to us. They are going to, I don't know, but I think you will be able to tell me if a lot of women too go through that. But I know a lot of men too.
They go through that.
Yeah.
They go through that. You know, it boils down to your trust in God. The faith you have in God. You are very sure that this, my Father, will not give me anything bad.
Yes.
And within my heart, I know and I'm so convinced that this man is saying that this is the right person for me. And if you have faith in him, that he will not give you anything bad. He said, for I know the thoughts that I have for you. The thought that is not of evil.
Yes.
Jeremiah 29:11. But I, the Lord, wants to bring you to an expected end.
True.
And to when him say nyame or my way papa, on far the bonny man and he said in one of the scriptures, so see, why not the bar? I think it's in Isaiah. Why not the baby son a baby? A busano, brodo. Once you have prayed, once you have surrendered your will and have subjected your will under him, and the Lord is directing your path, you are following him. No see we onim die wom se ebema we pa. You can reach your destination. You can go far in life. So you need to have faith and keep on trusting him.
Keep on trusting.
Trusting. Keep on trusting. I'm laying emphasis. Keep on trusting. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding.
In all your ways.
In all your ways, acknowledge him as your Father. Acknowledge him as the supreme being. Acknowledge him that he will give you better things. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. Your understanding is talking about container. the beauty, the six-pack, the hips, the Coca-Cola shape. But it might not end you well.
Rev, it's good you are talking about the Coca-Cola shape. I want you to advise one of my sons in the Lord. He's so good. He's hardworking. He loves the Lord. But one day he told me that, Mommy, I'm looking at Coca-Cola shape, and I got so disturbed. Can you in a minute advise him and others who are always looking at the container? Maybe the content is not good. We shall see where na mepe.
Do we know that beauty is inherent?
True.
Not what is outside. You might be looking at the Coca-Cola shape. The hip will be there. What if the way you are being attracted by the hip, other men are also being attracted by the same Coca-Cola shape? Guidance is key. We need to allow the Lord to lead us.
That's true. As children of God.
Lead us not into temptation. God will not lead us into temptation. You need to close your eyes.
Hey, Rev.
Close
your
your
eyes.
eyes. Yes. The ATM make us say close your eyes. You know, I'm saying it in quotes.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we have some images in our minds.
A lot of times.
A lot of times. So when you pray, you'll be seeing this Coca-Cola shape, Coca-Cola shape, Coca-Cola shape. Forgetting that it is only God who can give you the best.
Yeah, true.
You are looking at outward appearance.
Beauty.
It is good when you have somebody who is beautiful. But remember, somebody can be beautiful today. You get married and in about a year or two.
Through childbirth.
Or through childbirth. It could be anything.
Yeah.
It could be sickness. It could be anything. The shape will be no more. Don't let us dwell on the shape. Let us dwell on God.
Amen.
Let us keep trusting and keep our faith in Him. He will give us better things.
Amen. Rev, when we are convinced that this is the person God has approved,
Yes.
what do we do with the red flags that we see?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're convinced too.
Yes.
But you know, maybe what?
Yeah. You know, when somebody gives you a gift, you thank the person.
Yeah.
Sometimes if there are issues with it, where do you go?
So the person who gave you the gift.
Same person. And I'm coming back to Philippians chapter 4 verse 6. We don't have to be anxious. We are seeing the issues. Your father is telling you that you are seeing it as issues, but in my sight, they are not issues at all. Just present the case to me, and I know how to handle it.
Okay. As simple.
As simple as that.
So you just go back to God.
Go back to God.
And then speak to Him.
Exactly.
At what point should 2 Corinthians 6:14 to 17 be considered?
Very interesting. This one, it should be right from the beginning. We should not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. You call yourself a believer. Darkness and light. Can be So you don't allow yourself to be fooled. You don't, go into it as your heart is entering deeper and deeper. Now you take a decision that no. Or you allow somebody to come and tell you that light and darkness have nothing in common. Right from the beginning, you need to determine in your heart that I am a believer. I need to get somebody who has the fear of God in him or her. And so it must start the moment you make a step that you want to enter into that institution of marriage.
So right from the start.
Right from the start.
Rev, do you know why I'm asking?
No.
Sometimes you know that this is not what I'm hearing. I'm not hearing well. I've prayed. I've not seen anything. Then maybe your prophet will tell you that I see you marrying this person.
Yeah.
Without prayer, you just take the person and marry them. And sometimes it comes with a lot of problems.
It comes with a lot of
I remember one young man that spoke to me some years back said, his pastor said this lady is good for him. And because he trusted his pastor so much, he just went and then, not knowing that the lady was something else. And Adwoa and sorry. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So what will you say to some of these things? Because when you say a tasi, and then later on they divorce.
Yes, that is the mistake we make. You know, we forget that the pastor is a human being. Even though we revere them, we still have to have it at the back of our minds that he's a human being. Obi can be while you need to pray
That's
about
it. You pray.
You need to pray and get convinced
That's it.
that indeed this is the right person.
Get the confirmation.
Which is good. We need to honor them. But when it comes to an institution like this, you can't take it for a joke.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people making mistakes out of this. There is a lady, I have a daughter, she's been crying all through. It was a man of God who connected them. And at that time, I remember later I heard a lot of people saying that the two people were even incompatible. Looking at the surface of it, the lady is a serious singer. She's into ministry, and the person she has married is giving her a lot of issues. A lot of issues. You could see that the man just entered the church because she wanted a
To
wife.
marry, yeah. It happens a lot. It happens.
And because the guy became so close to the man of God and was dashing the man of God money,
that is the problem.
he just connected the two of them.
And only need in common.
On-
So
So
this
for
is
no
the
need
lady.
common.
Yes.
And now the lady has regretted so much. She has regretted so much and always crying. So sometimes I need to call her, speak with her, pray with her, encourage her. And some time ago, I remember I had a program somewhere and she attended and she was asking some questions. And then one time she confirmed that even when they had a discussion and the man got to know how much he was earning, the man has stopped giving her money.
Wow.
So sometimes she has to steal from the man.
It's not right.
It's not right. But I'm happy, by the grace of God, there was another counselor at the program. She took interest because she's my daughter. I
Yeah.
wanted somebody else to handle.
That's good.
So the woman took interest in her. In fact, she counseled her. And now she has become a better person. Even though she's still not happy in the marriage. But we are trusting God that something good will come out of it.
So, Rev, if the person is not happy in the marriage, I know it can affect your work with God and everything around you.
Yes.
What advice would you give to someone to strengthen? Because I don't know how I'm not, like me, I'm not happy in the marriage and I'll be able to do what I have to do.
Yes.
Maybe you have to ask for grace or strength from
Yes,
God.
you need
How
to ask
do you
for
do
grace. You need to ask for grace all the time. You need to draw closer to God. You need to be reading the scriptures, to empower yourself. Otherwise, it will be very difficult. And then in your mind, you need to tell yourself that even we are not going to heaven with our marriages.
Yeah.
You see? And because of that, it's an earthly thing. So whatever you can do to maintain your relationship with God, you need to do it. When you do that, you'll be free. Otherwise, for the rest of your life, you'll be miserable.
Rev, you said something that I want to us to throw light on. We know that we are not going to heaven with marriages.
Yes.
But it's an institution God himself established.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I'm sure that we would also give an account concerning our marriage.
Exactly.
Now, one pair adia nipani ye. Now, one sounds so empenono. How would you please God with? Can you throw light on that?
It's very difficult, I would say. It's a very difficult situation. And that is why you need to get people who are God-fearing, people you can confide in, to be speaking to them so that they can also be encouraging you. Heaven, today somebody asked me the same question in the office. That, our real me heaven, so cry. I mean, as a year higher, baby. But once, like you rightly said, God has instituted it, you obviously give an account.
That's it.
So if you are sitting in there and you are not happy, and how long can you keep on doing that? You need to psych up your mind. You need to tell yourself that even though I'm not happy in this marriage, there is something else that I can do to maintain my relationship with God. And it's easy. You know, most of the times, what people think is that going through the divorce process is another whole wahala. Into your dreams, if you are not happier, once you were not sure, once you were not convinced that it is God who gave the person to you, you have the right to separate. You have the right to separate. But it comes with another stress. And if you think about it going through all that, you might want to stay in, psych up yourself. Sometimes I tell people, say, if you are tenants and you are living in the same house, say tenants cry, sometimes we cook and then we give them some of our food to eat. You can psych up yourself in a certain way to the extent that it will not affect your relationship with God.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
So, you are supposed to ask for grace. I'm thinking
ask
that
for grace.
You ask for grace.
Oh, yes. And the strength of God.
And then work and pray, like you always will say.
Oh, yes.
Pray that God give me the heart to love my partner. Is that right?
Yes.
And
that's
then
right.
And give me the grace
and
to... Because
right from the beginning, I think you said something, that love is a choice.
Yes.
You are not happy, but you can choose to love the person.
That is why God wants us to go to Him for the person that He has purposed for us.
Exactly.
That mistake
makes it easier.
Yeah.
It makes it easier. Yeah. A lot of people have made so many mistakes, but they have made up their minds that even though I've made a mistake, I still want to be with this person.
That is also not bad.
Yes, I still want to be. It's a decision. And so, whatever this person does, it will not bother me. It will not affect me. So far as it is God who created him, I will keep on loving him till eternity.
Or try or I'll keep on. So I didn't know papa. It will be try and I'll be
I'll keep on doing it. Try to love the person. But you know what I've realized is that anytime you make such a decision that I want to try or I want to love him, I want to love him.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
This one, we'll have to discuss it.
Yes, I want to love him. Do you know that heavens will support you to do that? Because it comes with some grace. Say, nyame amount grace now, you can't do it. Nyame amount strength now, you can't do it. So you need to be praying. That's why I said that you need to get a God-fearing person who will be talking you out of it and then counseling you, supporting you with prayer, that God should grant you that grace to be able to love the person. So at a point,
because why I'm mistaken.
Exactly.
So now, if someone is going through the process that we are discussing, prospective partner, and God has given you the go-ahead and all that, and then you still think that, at what point should the line be drawn that Charlie and Koya separate ways? Now they wait the
I also want to give the question back to you. God has given you a gift, and I also won't pay. Are you telling me that you are no more going to ask for a partner?
Rev, do you know that God gave someone to a gentleman?
Yes.
They both had,
Yes.
but they were most of the time in the conflict, the red flags, conflict.
Yes.
Sometimes it's like that, but it's the enemy who is trying to separate you. Do you get it?
Yeah.
And they went their separate ways. And then this one went in this way. They are still living in regret. They are not happy. So you get it? So if it's like that, what happens?
Last Sunday, we went for a prophetic service, and there was this woman that a prophet called. We had a guest prophet who came, called the woman. The woman came, and the prophecy was about the child. He said, I'm seeing Central region. Yeah, I'm seeing Volta region. Apparently, the woman is from Central region, the man is from Volta region. So the woman said, my former husband is from Central. The man said, you've divorced him. The man of God said, do you know why you divorced? The woman said, up till now, we've been divorced for like so many years, but we don't know the reason why we divorced.
That's what she
Apparently, said. Oh, yes. And I've heard a lot of cases like that.
Happens a lot.
The woman is staying somewhere. The woman never got married. The man never got married. In some of the cases that I heard, never got married. They are there. They don't know why.
It happened.
It happened. And do you know something? You know, sometimes the enemy knows that when the two of you comes together,
it will be very great.
I'm telling you, the kind of things you will do.
Yes.
You will move mountains. Yes. You will level mountains and they will become plain. Yes. You will fill valleys. And so he will be battling you people. But unfortunately, we don't have the spirit of discernment.
Yeah.
That is what is worrying us. And then, we separate ways. You see the woman not being happy. The man will also not be happy.
So I will say that don't. Once you know that this is what God has given you, don't. But if the two of you went into it, stayed like boyfriend, girlfriend for so long, I've invested in the relationship too much, I will say that make your mind that you would go your separate ways. Otherwise, when you end up in marriage, there will be trouble.
It will not end well.
I remember my spiritual father would say...
The marriage will be upside down.
Yes, it will. my spiritual father will say, even at the altar,
Yes.
when the pastor is about to even
Yes.
join you together in holy matrimony, and your heart is not
Your
at
heart,
peace,
You
it is
just
better
have to-
you stop.
Exactly.
But when
You
God
will
has
have your
given you,
peace.
when you are sure that
Very
God has
sure.
given you have peace not to go your separate
Oh,
way.
yes.
So this separate ways is when you have chosen your partner and you are trying to force yourself into the marriage,
But do you
and it's
know
not
something?
working. You should be
Woman
able
of
to
God,
decide.
Sometimes you are so sure that it is God who gave it to you. The enemy can battle you and you become frustrated. That is why in that scenario too, you need support. You need some prayer tower people, friends, or your pastor, your pastor's wife, people, counselors around you who will help you. You know, in our journey, we need support somewhere along the line. And know the kind of people you will build around you. You cannot just pick up anybody. But know the people you want to confide in. Know the people who are prayerful, who have the fear of God in them. People who can support you to embark on the journey to a safe destination.
Rev, you know, time is against us, but
Yeah.
we will have to continue this discussion because a lot of things are happening with regards to this.
Yes. Seriously.
I want to do it my own way, and it has backfired,
Yes.
and now I'm depressed, now I'm
But
angry.
they come back blaming God.
Yes. So that's why I say we will discuss.
They come back
We'll
blaming
have to
God.
continue this discussion.
I'm all for it.
Viewers, I hope you have been blessed by what we are discussing. Please send your questions to us. Take our numbers. And also, whatever bothers you, you can call us. And then Reverend Adwoa and myself will stand by for your questions and will help you with the counseling. Don't hesitate to wait on God for the rightful person. And if you know you have made a mistake and you are struggling and saying that I have invested too much, there should be a cutoff point. Tell yourself that no matter what, it's better for me to end it here than to proceed and struggle in the marriage. And as you do that, it will be well with you. That will be all for this episode. Please share this video to bless people, and the Lord will also bless you. That will be all for this episode. See you again. Bye.
When I found you, I found the rest of my life. When I found